and I want to talk about Knicks, but specifically our big three, and then I'll get into our defense overall, or just team play in general overall at the end of this whole thing. First, I want to bring up Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson, he had 27 points. Let me see. He had 27 points in his Wizards game. 10 for 16 from the field, 3 for 5 from the three, and then 4 for 4 from the field. And the big question everybody been asking before we saw him play in the preseason, what can he do for the Knicks? And based off these three preseason games, the first thing we can notice, other than this game, which he was 4 for 12, but look at the 9 of 9 from the free throw line, because he kept consistently attacking and ended up with 17 points. That's my point. Look at all this. Jalen Brunson again, 4 for 14. Not a good showing there, but yeah. I think this was the game actually. Yeah, this was the game. Only had 11 points against the loss in Indiana. This was the game. Look, although he wasn't consistent here in terms of his shot making, he was consistent in what he was doing, which is attack the basket, try to get a basket, and they foul me. I go to my fault. It's my fault. But yeah, it's consistency. That's what I was getting at. Consistency is the number one thing he brings in this on this Knicks team, and that's what we need at the point of attack. Consistent play, either attacking the basket, shot creation, anything. He's a play creator. This is what he does. He create plays, and if a play breaks down to the point where he sees a guy open, he's a willing passer also. So, and that's what you need in a guy that's playing your point guard. And the calmness he brings, my God. RJ always had that calmness, but he was still a young kid, not knowing what to do with that. And I think, and Rose had that for a while. He had that while he was with us. He brought that calmness to the squad. I think Jalen Brunson is like another Rose in that respect, where he's gonna bring such a calm, cool, collected presence that is gonna spread throughout the team. And you have two guys like that, and now RJ is kind of seeming like that at this point. He is the best ISO player on this team by far. I'm sorry. Although, what's his name? I think Derrick Rose sometimes can be a mini burst here and there, but I don't think he can be it for a whole game. And I think Jalen Brunson is the best ISO player. Then I think possibly RJ at this point. Well, I would say Julius still, because he can still, especially if you go one-on-one, he is the second best. But RJ is coming close, whatever. But and what he brings, so we have an ISO player that we can count on. And the last thing I want to bring up that he brings ball movement. When him holding, being the main ball handler, he brings ball movement. And yes, he can go ISO and take up some of a possession. But what he does is that when it's not there for him, he passes it up. He gets things rolling. He says, "All right, this is not my go. Pass it to Randle. Pass it to RJ. Let them cook a little bit. Let them do their thing." He plays off them, and he learned that in on the Mavericks, especially playing with a ball dominant guy like that. And you got two guys that play good with the ball in the hand, but not as ball dominant as Luka. Although Randle can be sometimes going nowhere with the ball, but what I'm saying is that Julius Randle and RJ Barrett, the usage rate is not as high as Luka's, and this is what helped the ball movement. It's gonna help the ball movement on the team, because all three of them are willing to let the ball flow now. Well, especially Julius now, although he plays a little ISO too much in the preseason, But now that we see that Julius is playing off ball, that's awesome. Anyways, but yeah, he brings ball movement to the team in general. Okay, now the next one I want to talk about is RJ Barrett. My fault, I'm just fucking around. 8 for 14 first game for 21 points, 3 for 5 from the field on the 3-point line. Awesome. 6 for 15, not as efficient, 40%. Back to his old ways, but 4 for 7 from 3-point lines, 18 points. 7 for 14 from the field, efficient. 1 for 5, not efficient there from 3-point line. But he got to the Baja plenty of times to get fouls. Let me see the fouls on there. 2 in each of the other ones. 6 or 7 in the third game. 21 points in the loss to Indiana. And then yeah, he's 6 for 13. Good efficiency right there. This is the type of efficiency when at least 46% and at least 50. That's OD. Yeah, but he's not gonna shoot 57%. But that consistency from 3, and he got fouls, and he missed 2 free throws, but he got better there in the preseason. 19 points, whatever. How is Jalen Brunson gonna benefit? RJ Barrett gonna benefit from Jalen Brunson being on the team? These don't have a few bullet points. First of all, it seemed like just preseason, but he seemed like he got better at catch and shoot, consistent at his catch and shoot, especially in the corner threes, which that's gonna be open a lot for him. But overall, he looked like he got better with his 3-point shot, his catch and shoot, especially. So that's gonna get him like 2 or 3 more baskets. So that's 6 points. Let's say 6 points, 2 more baskets right there. That's 6 points right there. That's like almost every night he may get if he consistently in that corner. But his catch and shoot got better. It seems like Jalen Brunson brings. Instead of Randle handling the ball, Jalen Brunson handles the ball, and it moved. Like I said, with Jalen Brunson, it makes more ball movement. Like it creates more ball movement. It's because he's not dominating the ball like Randle would, and Randle is willing to play off ball, and so it opens up the possibilities of RJ getting the ball more often, showing what he can do, attacking the paint and getting to the line. And if his free throws shooting gets up even a little bit, that's another that's another few points right there. And his finishing has been looking better in preseason. I want to see it against. I want to see all this against good talent, better talent, defensive talent. We know what Brunson can do against good talent. But RJ, we want to see this consistency. This is what I'm talking about. This is my last point. It looks like he's being consistent. He looked like possibly, other than the last game, he looked like the best player on our team, and it's looking like he can average the most points on our team. You feel me? So I think this is what's gonna benefit him with Jalen Brunson being on the team, is that he's gonna able to be more consistent. He's gonna able to finish better. He's going to be able to have more ball. I think he plays way 1,000 times better in that ball movement type of role, because look how he played with the second unit last 2 years. He played way better with the second unit than he did with the first unit, and because that second unit moves the ball constantly, and they play fast, but they move the ball constantly, and it benefited him the most. Tell me not. But yeah, and his catch and shoot, if it gets anywhere near how it has been in the preseason, then yeah, he's getting that 20 to 20 something points again this year, and being our leading scorer. I think this is the benefits of Jalen Brunson, having a true point guard, but Jalen Brunson being on this team, and somebody he can rely on if it's not going his way. Yeah. So my last point I want to bring up, Randle. My last of the big 3 I want to bring up, and the bullet points I want to bring up with Randle. How will Randle fit? My last question. One of my last questions. His catch and shoot needs to be better. If he can get anything close to what he was, just a little bit close to what he was that year he went to the. He was second all team, right? All NBA team. If you get anything close to that, then he's getting more points than we think he may be getting, because we're projecting him to average at least 17 points in a winning type of basketball. But if he can get a couple more threes, and that's without threes, to be honest. Well, at least one three, but that's without threes mostly. But if he can get catch and shoot consistent with him, and he fits this mold of this Knicks team crazy. Moving being off ball is gonna benefit him, especially pick and roll. If him and Jalen Brunson figures out a little pick and roll thing with those two, my God, it will benefit him crazy, because they have the attention, that the gravity that Jalen Brunson is gonna have on those pick and rolls, and the confusion that these niggas gonna have on those pick and rolls, and it will benefit RJ in a pick and roll like that. If you set up a 3-man thing where he's in the corner, and then you have RJ man have to guard off of that pick and roll also, it's like many possibilities with these three. But moving the ball more because of Jalen Brunson, and having accepting to be off ball, and I think the reason why he was more on ball, if anything, yes, he had a great year, but I think it's because he didn't trust anybody else as much. But I think you can see clearly as day he trusts Jalen Brunson with the ball wholeheartedly. And yes, he ISOs a little too much in the preseason. He ISO'd a couple times too much, like, okay. But he played within the team. That's my other point. He the last few games, even with his bad, look, he hasn't the 3 for 11 last game, 5 for 10. He was consistent in the second to last game. 4 for 11, not bad. One more shot, and it's a good scoring day. C for 1 to 7 from 3. Let me see. 3 from 6 from 3. See, something like that. 0 for 5 from 3. Yeah, and he was consistent that game. So his jump shot from 3 is inconsistent right now, but his overall shot, and I guess you could say he's inconsistent from the field, but I think he played within the team so much the last few preseasons. It's like you don't see it. You don't see the annoying Randle things that he would do. And look at the assists that he led the team in assists in the preseason. You would think it would be Brunson, right? No, it's Julius Randle. 4 assists, and he had 5 assists, and then he had another 4 assists. Yeah, I think he led the team in assists, most likely. Yes, led the team in assists. For the most part, and I think it was 0 turnovers. 0 turnovers for the whole. Oh yeah, 1 turnover for the whole shit. Oh, 2 turnovers. Oh, and then 1 turnover. So it's not bad. What I'm saying is that he played good, and you didn't mind the ISO too much from him, because he did, as much as he ISO'd, he played more off ball and within the team than he did ISOing. But you saw him go back to his old ways certain times, but that's only because I think he was trying to find ways to do his ISO while playing within. He was trying to find a balance, and I like that. I like you need to, because we need ISO here and there, and that's what Jalen Brunson does. He finds the balance of being a ball mover, but also playing his ISO game. He finds that balance, and Julius sees that and wants to find that balance also. And I think RJ plays more off ball than ISOs, but I think he's closer to finding that balance than Julius. So I think all of them, if the other two, if they find that balance like a Brunson, then my God, sky's the limit for these guys. Yeah.